Hello, this is Stephen Mosier. This is organizational psychology, my midterm assignment for psychology 516. Uh, Here we go. All right, starting with the first question, and that is, how have recent historical events affected the course of research in organizational psychology? Give an example of an event and the resulting outcome. Um, One thing that comes to mind could be the Hawthorne studies. They took place in the late 1920s and early 30s, maybe mid through the 30s. They were trying to investigate environmental factors, in an organization, I think it was like wage incentives, rest breaks, and different lighting. Well, they found out that most of these things didn't really contribute to anything. Like during the lighting exercise, they increased the lighting because they thought it might increase productivity with the workers. And when they did this, it did increase productivity, but then later on, when they observed the workers in normal lighting, their productivity was still up. So it was kind of unexpected what they found. They found that the lights didn't have any effect, that really the only thing that was having an effect was them being watched. When employees realize that they're being watched that or observed, they're going to act differently. They also realized that the employees were responding differently to different leadership styles. And I think that what that made them realize is that everything wasn't as cut and dry as they originally thought, that maybe there was more to environmental and social factors in an organization. Because of that, the field really started to take shape and kind of, I guess, find its direction. Yep. All right. The second question is, describe the socialization process for graduate students in your program. Is the program successful in socializing newcomers and creating job embeddedness? um, well, um, I guess from the moment I applied, the actual day I applied, I was contacted both by phone and email by representatives of the school. And every semester that I've attended, I have been contacted by counselors offering to help me in anything that I might need for the next semester or anything that's going on right now. So in that regards, if they've been really helpful, they don't wait for me to reach out. They reach out to me first. I haven't really had any like face-to-face time with any other students or teachers, is because I'm going to school online, but every interaction that I've had has been, well, to me, I mean, it's been fine. Every time I've contacted a teacher for any reason, I mean, they've always replied promptly and helped me out with anything I need. I've been in groups with other students, and everything there seems seamlessly. So, um, yeah, I'd say every encounter that I've had with the school has been easy thus far. And that does go a long way with me into in regards of like trust and like faith in the ability of liberty. Um, so much that when I finish this degree, I do want to continue with liberty for my PhD. But as far as the socialization process by liberty, I would say yes. Thus far, it has done a good job of. Um, yeah, actually, I just kind of lost my place, but I think that pretty much does sum it up. Okay, moving on to question 4, which is imagine you have been asked to develop a performance assessment program for employee development. What techniques could you use to adequately evaluate employee performance as comprehensively as possible? Um, I guess I would start out with like the task-oriented behaviors, and these are kind of like this would be what would be in their job description. I would test them on their knowledge of their job, the performance of the job, like say, are they meeting deadlines, and things like that. Um, or are they doing what is expected of them on a daily basis? Yeah. The next thing I guess I could rate them on would be their interpersonality oriented behaviors. Um, these are like any interactions they have with other employees, are they maintaining a good working relationship? Do they have good communication skills? Uh, are they maintaining good working relationships with their I would say either their peer employees or supervisors or subordinates, whatever. I guess another thing would be there is the downtime behaviors. This is like anything that they do outside of work that can affect their work negatively. Say they have problems with some kind of substance abuse, drugs, alcohol, things like that. They have something going on in their outside life that causes them to not come to work. Anything that they do outside that negatively, affects work is something we could do. If they were doing something and it caused them to miss a lot of work, I guess mainly. Then we could rate them on like destructive or hazardous behaviors. That kind of goes along with what they're doing outside of work, but also I would say about how they're performing at work. Are they doing dangerous things? Are they not following procedures properly? Are they destroying things intentionally? I mean, do they just not really care about their job at all and just doing dangerous things that could harm themselves or others? Yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, moving on finally to question 5. What are some possible common organizational constraints? How could they lead to counterproductive behaviors? I think one thing would be like say the lack of control you have over your own workspace. Sometimes people come in and they try to micromanage other people, do this, do that, and they don't really let the person do their job on their own. And I could see this leading to, negative thoughts towards them, you know, towards not having control over your own environment. Um, I would think another thing that could do this would be like injustice in the workplace. Say you think the organization is treating you poorly. Say it's through, they're just unfair practices. Maybe they're not paying you what you think you're worth. They're not letting you have time off when you want. Just little things like that. And I think those are the kind of things that they get people angry, and then they want revenge a lot of times. Some people want revenge, or they quit caring about work, things like that, and they start doing things like, they could talk badly about the organization. They could just not care about their work, so they don't care if they show up or they start showing up late. They might even try to sabotage things. It basically anything that leads them to it leads them to interrupt their normal work behavior. Um, there's always going to be things at work, whether it's their policies or supervisors that you don't always agree with, and things like that that are gonna it's gonna make people mad, and they're not. When people are mad, they're just not gonna do a good job. Um, I guess it would be behavior by the organization that like anything that the employee sees as like some kind of violation or something that they take it personally, even though it might have not meant to be personally. Um, and a lot of times it's going to cause anxiety and stress, and that is going to be seen in their work later on. Yep. Let's see, anything else? Nope, I think I'm done. I hope.